Hi everyone, thank you for coming to my Vulnerably Badass YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about Korn Ferry 360 certification. As a part of onboarding process for a new coaching company I'm gonna work with, I was invited to participate in Korn Ferry's 360 certification program. And it was first time for me to get any kind of 360 certification, so I was really happy to join. And it wasn't a requirement, but it was more of a voluntary choice. We were given a choice, and although it is, usually certification program is very pricey, because we're doing this through the coaching company, the price was more reasonable, discounted rate. And also the price was depending on how many coaches we were joining. So we had 23 coaches from US, Canada, Spain, Ireland, Switzerland, and New Zealand. It was a really great deal, I think. So I decided to join, and every year I try to invest in my professional development. So when I received this invitation, I thought, why not? Maybe this is my professional development investment for this year. For example, last year, 2020, I invested in ICF certification for ACC. And the year before, 2019, I invested in appreciative inquiry certification. And 2018, I think I did team management system. And 2015, 2015 was coaching certification, and 2014 was Summer Institute for Intercultural Communication, if I remember correctly. So every year I try to invest in some kind of professional development. So it was a great opportunity for me, so I took the opportunity and joined. The program itself is usually supposed to be, 2-day program, but because we were doing this online, it was 3 days. And first day was 4 hours, and second day was 6 hours, and the third day was 6 hours. And as you can imagine, doing the program online for 6 hours is pretty tough. Since everyone was connecting from all over the world, we didn't really have designated lunch break or anything. So the longest break we had was 15 break here and there. So it was kind of tough that I had to rush to eat my lunch because it was usually starting from 11 US Eastern time, 11 a.m. US Eastern time. But I enjoyed meeting different coaches from different parts of the world, with people from different background, and listening to their experience and sharing different ideas. I enjoyed. So in February, before the session started, I received material like this, a lot of handbooks and workbook, and I was kind of surprised. A lot of things paper-based, but one of the material is this sort cards, and there is a lot of competency that's written, and it's a competency sort card. For example, one is like ensures accountability or demonstrates self-awareness. So these are the competencies that are used for the 360 feedback. And it was interesting to do this little activity as 360 debriefing coaches, what are the important competencies? We had to choose 12 competencies, most relevant or most needed and least needed, and we did as a group activity, and it was really nice to see what other 23 coaches thought, and we kind of tallied which competencies are most needed, like everybody else's idea. So that was good, and it was introduced on the first day, and the second day we saw all the tallying, how everybody thought. And the last day, the second day was more explanation of how the debriefing should go and how to see the 360 results. And there are so many concepts and so many symbols, how to read the data. It was more challenges because it's 360 from all the different angles, and you can read it in so many different ways. And the third day was more of explanation and also group work to actually debrief sample result. And that was challenging, and also the debriefing itself is challenging, but at the same time you work in a small group with other coaches who might have more experience in 360 debriefing or in any kind of coaching experience. So it kind of challenges your self-confidence or self-compassion. So I was nervous, but as usual, I told myself, just be yourself. No matter how much you worry, there's not much you can do other than just being yourself and doing whatever you usually do. The hardest thing for you is to judge yourself. So it's okay, you are already a great coach and you don't have to worry about what other people think, but just do it. So I did it, and I worked with 3 other coaches, and I really enjoyed that teamwork because we divided the debriefing session into 4 different parts. We had, I think, 20 minutes of doing it together, and one person did the introduction and the other person did the second part and third part, and I was doing the last part. And I had no idea because we spent time more on how to explain the 360 and how to look at the data, but during the explanation sessions we didn't really talk about how to close the session. So it was challenging, but based on my previous coaching sessions, I did my best to close it, and I got great feedback from the other coaches. So I was like, phew. Of course, this is just the first time doing it together with everyone, so it should be challenging, but at the same time it was really nice, reassuring process that trust in yourself and you will be doing great, and at the same time you can learn from others what kind of techniques or what kind of ways you can debrief using the data and or the result. So that most challenging activity ended up being the most memorable and meaningful moment for this whole certification program. And when the third day, I felt so satisfied, and I think it's just like life, right? You have fear of something not happening yet, and you worry, and is it gonna be okay? Because especially if something that you are doing, it's a new experience, and especially if you're working with someone who already have experience or who seem to be have more knowledge or more experience, but when you actually do it and finish it, actually it goes well, and usually better than what you worried, so, and you have only after you kind of get over that moment, you face it and you act on it and get over it, you get this satisfaction. So I am so glad that I invested my money and time on this certification, and I am really thankful that because this is offered through the coaching company, we have a great rate fee, and the experience is great, and it was also nice to connect with other coaches who were working on the same project. So, and it was a great life lesson. So I wanted to share with you this experience, and I am sharing this certificate that I earned at the end. Yes, experience is more important, but actually receiving this kind of, again, reminds what kind of effort you put into, and to remind you of your accomplishments. So I feel good. And so I really look forward to using this certificate to debrief people who go through this 360 feedback, and I am looking forward to supporting many people, many leaders who can maximize their strengths and align with their values, and close the gap with how other people are giving feedback and their own action and awareness. So I'm happy that I am my coaching career journey is going well. So today my question to you is, what do you invest in your career? Is there anything that you do to develop your career? How do you feel when you accomplish a milestone? So I'm looking forward to listening or reading your comments. So thank you for coming to my YouTube channel. See you next time.